Today we are going to learn how to form the imperative in German. We use the imperative an awful lot in English. It is used to give orders or instructions. In English, you might hear them like this. Come in, sit down. Give me the book, please. Go to bed. The instructions can only be given to someone else, so here we need to focus just on the three pronouns which mean you. Du, ihr and sie. To show you how it's done, let's take a regular verb, like kaufen, to buy. As usual, we need to remove the en from the infinitive. You then need to add the following endings. So for du, you will add an e. For ihr, you would add a t. And for sie, you would add en. It is important to note that the e is frequently dropped in spoken and often in written German. Okay, so we want to give somebody an instruction. We want to say, buy me chocolate. Okay, as you can hear, we don't normally use the pronoun. So let's cross the German pronoun out. And then you'll get, kauf mir Schokolade. Kauft mir Schokolade. However, for the sie form of the verb, we have to leave the pronoun in, but we put it after the verb. So we say, kaufen Sie mir Schokolade. So these endings of e, t and en with the pronoun sie following the verb work with most regular verbs. For example, spielen, to play, machen, to do, hören, to listen, malen, to paint, kochen, to cook. Therefore, if I wanted to say close the door, so if I wanted to do that, there we go, close the door to someone I know well, mach die Tür zu. If my class wasn't listening very well and I wanted them to listen a little bit better, then I would tell them to hört zu. And if I wanted my MasterChef competitors to start cooking, I would say, kochen Sie jetzt. There are always exceptions to the rules, and warten, to wait, is just one example where in the imperative, in the do form, you must make sure that you add the e. Warte mal, wait a minute. Now let's just take a look at some common irregular verbs. Fahren, to travel, and tragen, to wear, actually work the same way as those regular verbs do in the imperative. So travel by bus would be fahr mit dem Bus, and wear your jacket would be trag deine Jacke. Lesen, geben, nehmen and sein do not follow these patterns. Lesen. Lies, lest, lesen Sie. Geben. Gib, gebt, geben Sie. And nehmen, to take. Nimm, nehmt und nehmen Sie. Let's have a look at some examples. Read page 30. Lies Seite 30. Give me the book. Gebt mir das Buch. Take these tablets. Nimm diese Tabletten. Or nehmen Sie diese Tabletten might be the instruction from the doctor. Sein is a very, very special case. The do form is sei, the ihr form is seid, and the sie form is seien Sie. So be quiet, sei leiser. Be good, sei brav. There is also a wir form of the imperative, which equates to let's do something rather than just being an order. For example, let's go, let's play, let's read, let's start now. In German, they look like gehen wir, spielen wir, lesen wir, oder fangen wir jetzt an. So let's go to the disco. Gehen wir in die Disco. let's play tennis. Spielen wir Tennis. Now you can think about how the imperative might look with other verbs. There are two verbs here which will follow the regular forms. Those two verbs are lernen and trinken. How would you say learn German? How would you say learn German to a friend? Lern Deutsch. How would you tell somebody that you don't know so well to learn German? Lernen Sie Deutsch. What about drink? The doctor tells you to drink lots of water. What would the doctor say? Trinken Sie viel Wasser. Sehen and essen are a little bit more difficult, and they are irregular verbs. For those, you need to think about what the third person regular form of the verb is. So let's think about sehen, to see. To say you see, you would say du siehst. Du siehst. Okay, so to make the imperative form, you actually take off the st, and of course we remove the pronoun as well. And if you want somebody to look at this, you'd say sieh dir das an, and that is your imperative form, your instruction. Let's take essen. Well, it's very easy if you're going to tell somebody politely to eat. So essen Sie, essen Sie. But what about if you want to use the do form? Well, again, think about the second or third person form of the verb. Okay, we're only going to remove the T this time, and we're going to tell them to eat a lot, or eat chocolate. Okay, iss Schokolade, iss Schokolade, and that is how you would tell someone to eat chocolate. These verbs are all separable. This means that they work in a slightly different way. First of all, you need to remember that you will have to remove the prefix at the front of the verb. So by prefix we mean the an or the auf. Call me will look like this. Ruf mich an. Stop that would be to two or more people, hört auf. And if you want to tell somebody very politely to get up, you would say stehen Sie auf. So your separable prefix goes at the end. So, there we have it, the imperative in German. Used for orders, instructions, or requests. Always used with you in German. 3 forms of you in German, du, ihr, or sie. To form the imperative, for du, you add an e to the verb stem, or you simply do not bother saying it or even writing it. For ihr, you add a t to the stem. And for the polite form sie, you add en to the stem, and remember to put sie after the verb. For example, spielen, to play, would be spiel Tennis, spielt Tennis, and spielen Sie Tennis. Other verbs change, like sein becomes sei, seid, oder seien Sie. Some, but not all, irregular verbs take the second person form of the verb for the imperative with do. For example, nehmen or geben. So take these tablets becomes nimm diese Tabletten, and give me your hand becomes gib mir deine Hand. Separable verbs always put their prefix at the end. For example, stop that, hör bitte auf. Stand up immediately would be steht sofort auf. Call me, rufen Sie mich an. Don't forget that we can also use the imperative to say, let's play tennis. Spielen wir Tennis? Tschüss!